everyone, my name is Joy and today I would like to talk about the legal consequences of Amendment 171. In previous videos I mentioned how, for example, labels such as oat milk or vegan cheese are already banned from being used in the European Union. Amendment 171 seeks to expand on these restrictions by prohibiting the use of certain terms that would liken plant-based products to dairy products, such as, for example, butter alternative or yogurt style. So let's start off by taking a look at the current regulations and how Amendment 171 is going to expand on them or replace them. As usual, you can find my sources down in the description if you would like to take a closer look.
Current regulation clarifies which terms are exclusively reserved for milk products. The ones listed here. Point 1 defines milk as a legal term. Milk means exclusively the normal mammary secretion obtained from one or more milkings without either addition thereto or extraction therefrom. The term normal, as in taking away a baby cow from its mother, placing it in a crate where it is tied at the neck and restrained to prohibit all movement. The calf will live in the crate for up to 20 weeks and is fed a milk substitute that does not contain iron or fiber. This diet makes the calves anemic, which results in the pale flesh coloring we see in veal cuts. Then they are taken to the slaughterhouse, often unable to walk or support their own weight due to their muscles being underdeveloped.
But no worries, this just happens to the male calves. The female calves will become dairy cows, just like their mother.
Of course, she will also be taken away, because we won't want the calf to drink their mother's milk. She will have her tail docked at around 6 weeks of age. At around 6 months old, the calf will be debutted to prevent her horns from being an inconvenience. At about 2 years old, the dairy cow will have her first calf taken away from her and put on the milking machine, where she will produce 10 times the amount of milk a cow naturally would due to selective breeding.
After 10 months, this process will repeat for several years on end, until she is no longer capable of producing milk, after which she will be brought to the slaughterhouse. You know, normal. But I digress. Now that we know what the current regulations look like, let's take a look at how Amendment 171 will be replacing them.
The first points remain the same. The designations referred to in points 1, 2 and 3 may not be used for any product other than those referred to in that point. In addition to that, those designations shall also be protected from any direct or indirect commercial use of the designation. This refers to, for example, the word milk not being allowed to be used for oat milk. This goes for any plant-based product similar to a dairy product. Point 2. Insofar as such use exploits the reputation associated with the designation. Any misuse, imitation or evocation, even if the composition or true nature of the product or service is indicated or accompanied by an expression such as style, type, method, as produced in, imitation, flavor, substitute, like or similar. This refers to plant-based products not being allowed to profit from the marketing created by dairy producers, even if they clarify it is not a dairy product by using the mentioned terms. This would, for example, prohibit the term yogurt style. Then C. Any other commercial indication or practice likely to mislead the consumer as to the product's true nature or composition.
I think I've adequately passive-aggressively responded to this in my previous videos, so I won't be delving too far into this section. But what is important to mention is that this can have consequences for example, packaging.
The final part of this amendment will remain the same to the present text. However, this provision shall not apply to the designation of products, the exact nature of which is clear from traditional usage, and or when the designations are clearly used to describe a characteristic quality of the product. This means products such as peanut butter or coconut milk, which have been allowed to use these terms. The European Parliament has voted in favour of Amendment 171, so currently the Council will have to decide whether the amendment is adopted. If it is, producers of plant-based dairy alternatives will likely have to change how they package and label their products, although some of which might already meet these requirements. This will apply to new and already existing products, which could be costly. For the UK, these regulations may not be implemented at the same time as for the European Union. If the regulation is not adopted before the end of the transition period on December 31st, 2020, it will not be directly effective there. UK-based producers exporting to the EU will, of course, have to take these regulations into account. In short, we may see a change in how plant-based dairy alternatives will be promoted and packaged. This may have financial consequences for the producers, and it might make it a bit more convoluted to find dairy-free replacements for certain uses.
But I won't insult you by suggesting you'll be confused beyond function in your very own supermarket. Before I go, I would like to point you in the direction of a channel called Peace with Rhys. He and I had a brief conversation on Reddit, and I found his videos to be most useful. He, for example, has one called Militant Dairy Farmers Ban Vegan Alternatives, in which he, among other things, talks about certain products that are prone to change as a result of Amendment 171. So if you're interested in that, I will leave a link down in the description to his stuff. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!